The sun doesn't wait for anyone. It just keeps going, rising each day, regardless of how you feel. Whether you're feeling down or struggling, the sun will rise tomorrow. It doesn't care how you're feeling. The sun comes up in the morning, and by night the moon will take its place. Time keeps moving forward. So are you going to let time slip by, or will you take action before another year passes without purpose? You've got to get back on track. Learn from your mistakes and keep moving forward. Life doesn't stop for anyone. Made some mistakes. That's okay. Life goes on. Want to be great. Want to be a champion. You can't quit just because you're tired. No one cares if you're tired. No one cares about your personal problems. We're all writing our own stories. So what's yours going to look like? Think about it. Your life is like a book with many chapters. But when that book closes, what kind of story did you tell? How great was it? How did it end? How hard did you work? How long did you stay disciplined? Success takes daily effort. For 25 years, every single day, I worked on my strengths and weaknesses. Take something like jumping my vertical. Wasn't the best, but I worked on it. My hands weren't huge, but I strengthened them so I could palm a ball. Quickness. I was fast, but not the fastest. So I focused on skills, on angles, on studying the game. Winning doesn't happen during the show. It happens in the early mornings, during tough workouts, during the long hours when no one's watching. It's those moments of fear before achieving a big goal, and what you do with that fear that makes the difference. Every second of every day, before you succeed, is a chance to get closer to your dreams. Take advantage of every opportunity. If you win each moment and grow stronger from each challenge, how could you possibly lose? That's the exciting part. I became obsessed with being the best. Am I the greatest? I don't care. I believe I am. And that belief drove me. Obsession isn't a bad thing. Sometimes you need to be unbalanced for a while to achieve greatness. People say you need balance to be the best at something. I disagree. To be the best in your field, you need to push beyond balance. You've got to use every ounce of energy and strength to make it happen. So how bad do you really want it? There are only two choices: keep pushing or give up. If you keep going, your dream will come to life. But if you quit, that dream dies, and it won't come back. Once a dream is gone, it's replaced by regret. What's the least amount of sleep you've gotten before showing up for something big? 0 sleep. Yeah, there are times you've got to perform with no sleep at all. Nobody cares that you've been up all night. Fans don't know, teammates don't know, and they don't need to. You've still got to perform, no matter what's going on behind the scenes. Your job is to show up and get it done, tired or not. I've seen others go on vacations, take breaks, but I never did that. Why? Because I didn't want to look back and wish I'd done more. All week long, it's about working hard. If you're not tired by the end, are you really pushing yourself? It's easy to rest, to give yourself a break, but real champions, they keep going. If you want comfort, stay home. Your mom will take care of you. But if you want to be the best, stop complaining and keep going. Nobody cares if you're tired. A lot of people spend their whole lives without ever finding their purpose. There was a time I questioned mine too, but until you find that purpose, you'll just go through the motions. The one person who will always be with you is yourself, and you have to be your own biggest cheerleader. Don't wait for someone else to pick you up. Be that person for yourself. If you feel stuck, the only one who can pull you out is you. If no one's encouraging you, encourage yourself. What's something tough you're going through that no one else sees? My mind is a constant storm. People might think they want to be in my shoes, but they don't know. There are 24 hours in a day, and I'm alone with my thoughts the whole time. My brain is always pulling me in different directions. You've got to tell your brain where to go, or it will take control. If you can't manage your own mind, you've already lost. Every morning, Life is waiting to challenge you, to knock you down, and you've got to be ready to face it. You can't hide, you can't run away, you've got to confront it head on. Great things and terrible things will happen, and you've got to handle both. The next day, you pick yourself up and go at it again. It's a mindset, an attitude. Bring it on. I'm ready. You can't break me. Every challenge just makes me stronger. Even if I get knocked down, I'll get back up, stronger. That's what builds greatness. People will remember that for centuries. At the end of the day, no one cares how you feel. You still have to do the work. No one's going to help you out. Is life fair? No, but you stay true to yourself and keep moving forward no matter what. When things get tough, you've got to hold on to your beliefs. I've spent a lot of time in my own mind, facing my darkness. There was no team to help me, no one pushing me forward. It was just me. I had to believe in myself, even when there was nothing. I spent years in misery, but I built strength from it. I trained alone, pushed myself alone. I never ran from anything, because there was no one to run to. You've got to be the one to cheer yourself on, even if no one else is. Sometimes it's just you, clapping for yourself. That's the path of an exceptional person walking it alone. The ability to be alone and thrive in it is a superpower. It's during those quiet moments when you learn what you truly believe. It's a lonely journey, and along the way, people will fall off, unable to keep up with you. Your endurance, your willingness to push past the pain, that's what sets you apart. Every day, ask yourself, did I give enough? There comes a time when you realize that no one is coming to save you, and that's when you grow up. Some people never get there. No one is going to do it for you. You have to push yourself to make your dreams a reality. Everyone faces challenges. It's up to you to overcome them. Every obstacle you face is another wall to climb over, and every wall you conquer puts you ahead. The key is to keep going. Always. Eventually, every storm ends, and when it does, you'll be ready if you kept pushing forward. If you don't show up, you know the outcome. You'll never get the job, the opportunity, the win. But if you do show up, you give yourself a chance, and when you show up, give it everything you've got. The harder you work, the quicker opportunities will come. It's all up to you. Every small effort adds up to something bigger in the long run. You only get one life, and if you live it right, that's all you need. I told myself I wasn't going to quit. This was my destiny. You've got to believe in yourself, even when no one else does. Tell yourself you're not going to stop, no matter what. When you feel like giving up, don't. When you think you can't make it, keep going. When others tell you it's impossible, prove them wrong. Be relentless. I give thanks to God for everything. Without Him, I am nothing. And lastly, I want to thank myself. I thank myself for the hard work, for not taking days off, for never quitting. I appreciate the journey, and I love being myself. There will be challenges, but remember, this is all part of life's experience. Accept it, embrace it, and respect your own journey. One day you'll realize that happiness was never about your job, your degree, or your relationship. It was about the journey. Happiness is about listening to your heart and following it. It's about being kind to yourself and appreciating who you're becoming. One day you'll understand that true happiness comes from within. It was never in the hands of others. It was always about you. Sometimes you just need to sit with the pain, feel it, and grow from it. Getting up early, working hard, pushing yourself, that's where the dream begins. When people saw me working out, they asked why I was always smiling. They didn't get it. Every rep, every set brought me closer to my goal. I wasn't just lifting weights. I was working toward a vision. Every action was another step toward making that dream a reality. I couldn't wait to push myself further, lift heavier, and do more. When the mornings are cold, the days are tough, and the odds are against you, that's when you grow. Most people won't push themselves, and that's what gives you the edge. People have potential, but many don't use it. That's where your advantage lies. In today's world, it's easier than ever to be great, because most people won't push themselves beyond average. The harder things get, the more excited I become, because I know fewer people will be willing to follow. It's like a filter, most people won't stick with it. If you can shift your mindset from "this is hard" to "this is what sets me apart," everything changes. Instead of feeling sorry for yourself, you'll feel sorry for everyone else who's going to have to try and keep up. Be the person who embraces the struggle, the grind, the discomfort. Don't shy away from pain or hard work. Don't fear sacrifice. There were countless days when I didn't want to do anything, days I just wanted to stay in bed. But it's on those days that you have to get up and push yourself. That's what separates the good from the great. The greats are the ones who do the work, even when they don't want to. Successful people don't sleep 8 hours a day. That's a third of your life gone. I've spent hundreds of hours gaming, staring at a screen, playing the same character over and over. If you're okay with being ordinary, that's fine. But if you have extraordinary aspirations, you're gonna have to put in extra effort. Imagine taking that same focus and applying it to real life. Think of the results you could get. You have to decide if you're willing to do what it takes to put yourself in that top category. When you're addicted to improvement, you can push yourself at any time. You can't afford to waste time sleeping while the world is moving. If you live on the West Coast and wake up at 8 a.m., the East Coast is already 3 hours ahead, making decisions that impact your life while you're still asleep. Imagine living with that kind of urgency in real life. Turning life into a game where every move counts. The Bible says that if you love sleep and idleness, poverty will come upon you like a thief in the night. I've never met anyone who achieved massive success without suffering, sweating, sacrificing, and staying focused through the hardest times. If you have a dream and you commit to it, it will eventually come true. A blade doesn't become strong until it's been through the fire, and the same goes for you. At the end of the day, nobody cares what you're going through or how you feel. You've got a job to do, and you need to do it. If you can envision your dream and have the courage to speak it into existence, it will happen. But you can't change your life unless you change your actions. If you always do the same thing, you'll always get the same results. Your biggest enemy is yourself. It's not other people, it's you. My whole philosophy is about battling yourself. The only thing standing in your way is you. Everyone feels like a loser at some point, especially when you're young. I thought I was a loser until I started winning, until I found martial arts. Martial arts taught me that I could improve, that I wasn't stuck being a loser. You will fail at some point in your life. Accept it, you will lose, embarrass yourself, and mess up. But you can't wait for everything to be perfect to start living. That's what life is, pushing forward even when it's messy, even when you fail. Inside of me, it's always been that way. I keep telling myself that as soon as everything is perfectly aligned, I'll show up as my best self. Once everything looks the way I want, then I'll step up. But the truth is, I may never reach that point where everything feels okay or looks perfect. Meanwhile, I'm wasting the best time I have, burning the candle down while I wait. I keep thinking, once things are bright enough, once it's warm enough, then I'll show up. But the candle keeps getting smaller. We're often harsher critics of ourselves than cheerleaders. It's easier to tear ourselves down than build ourselves up. Years ago, I realized something profound. If you can be in a bad mood for no reason, you can be in a good mood for no reason. One quote I've come to love is this: "The magic you're looking for is in the work you're avoiding." And I think that's true. Every morning when I wake up, there's only one voice that matters, mine. Whether I achieve all my goals or not, in a few generations, I'll be forgotten, and so will the people who doubted me. So why not do it for me?